Okay, now we can try to solve a very simple exercise in order to compute the value of the equilibrium GDP. So we can start consumption equal to 400 plus 0.8 disposable income. This is our first assumption. Investment equal to 300 plus 0.3, which multiplies income. Net exports equal to 400 minus 0.2, which multiply income. Taxes are equal to some tax, which is 100 plus 0.2, which multiply income. The government expenditure have been fixed at the level equal to 150. Using this data, we can compute the equilibrium GDP. Equilibrium GDP will be equal to applying the equation we have seen before to C0 is 400 plus I0 is 300, so it's 0, I0 plus the government expenditure is 150 plus the world GDP is 400 minus the propensity to consume is 0.8, which multiplies the 0, which is the part of taxes which does not depend on income, so is 100. We need to divide this by 1 minus the propensity to consume 0.8, which multiplies 1 minus small t is this 0.2, minus b1 is this 0.3, plus m1, which is 0.2, and we have considered all the parameters and exogenous variable. This will be equal to, the numerator is 1170, the denominator is 0.26, and so we will get an equilibrium GDP equal to 4,500. So we have solved we have seen that solving our model, given the exogenous or the multi-exogenous variables, and given the parameters, we can determine the value of the equilibrium GDP. Now we can try to assess the effect of some change in exogenous variable. For instance, an increase in government expenditure G, which we can call from now an expansionary model fiscal policy, because in this sense government increases the aggregate demand, the total expenditure in the market, and we can suppose that this increase is equal to 50. This implies that the new level of government expenditure will be equal to 200. So what is the effect of the equilibrium GDP? The idea is that given the initial value of the equilibrium GDP, we should have an increase in GDP due to the increase in government expenditure until a new level of equilibrium. What is this new level of equilibrium? It's enough to use the previous computation, so we can have that the numerator will be 1170 plus the increase in government expenditure, because now government expenditure is not 150 but is 200, so it's enough to add 50 increase here. The denominator remains the same, 0.26, because all the parameters are the same, and we get the new equilibrium value of the real GDP, which is 4,792. As you can see, the increase in the equilibrium GDP is bigger than the increase in government expenditure. How is it possible? Is it possible? It's possible because we have a multiplier effect. We have a multiplicative effect. Because it's not just the increase in demand due to the increase in government expenditure that we have to consider. We need to consider also the case of an increase in income for households, because if you remember the flow diagram, you have the increase in government expenditure implies an increase in demand, increase in production, so an increase in income. But if there is an increase in income, there is an increase in consumption. In this model, also investment, also an increase in imports, which act in a negative sense. But the net effect will be that the new equilibrium GDP will increase more than the initial increase in government expenditure. We can compute also the multiplier. The multiplier for G, but we will see also for the other exogenous variable except the zero. So the multiplier apply this multiplier apply to government expenditure, to the household trust, the firm trust index, and to world GDP. And it's equal to 1 divided by 1 minus the propensity to consume, which multiplies 1 minus T minus V1 plus M1. So it's equal to 1 divided by 0.26, which is around 3.85, meaning that an increase of €1 in one of these exogenous variables, for instance, government expenditure, will imply an increase in equilibrium GDP equal to 3.85. At the same time, a decrease of one of these components of €1 will imply a decrease on real GDP equal to 3.85. We can apply a multiplier to the previous case. In the previous case, we have seen an increase in government expenditure equal to 50. This should imply a change in equilibrium GDP equal to 50. So for each euro of increasing in government expenditure, we need to multiply this by a multiplier 3.85. So what we can see that is this increasing is equal to 192.5. So the new equilibrium will be equal to the old one, which was 4,500, plus the increase 192.5, and we get again 4,692, as we have seen before. And 0.5, okay, is a proper approximation, but the effect we can compute the effect of an increase in exogenous variable of each one of these exogenous variable, or a decrease, using the original formula of the equilibrium GDP, or using the multiplier. Again, if respect to the initial case we have a decrease, in world GDP equal to 50, you can try by yourself to compute the effect on the equilibrium GDP, but because of the multiplier is the same, the effect will be on the GDP will be equal to the change in this exogenous variable, but because it's a reduction, we need to consider negative sign. Minus 50 means a reduction equal to 50, which multiplies the value of multiplier, which is in this case again 3.85. You can get the negative change, and you can get the new level of the GDP as the initial one, which was 4,500, plus the change you have computed.